Oh, the OZIUM 2. Just flown this harness for about an hour and a half. Let me take you through it. It's a lightweight pod harness. You've got a reserve pouch underneath, storage at the back, storage under the front, and a pod. The OZIUM has quite a lot of options, so you've got to be careful when you order it to make sure that you're getting the options that you want. The pod comes in 3 different sizes. It's detachable. It comes in 3 different grades of fabric. So you're getting, this one is a medium grade, 520 I think. There's a heavier grade for more warmth, and then there's a lightweight lycra grade, which gives you the lightest possible option. I'm flying in the medium grade. I think that's about as light as I'd want to go. The fabric feels durable, feels nice. If you're in a cold area, you'd probably want to have thicker fabric on the pod, but this is fine. There's certainly no wind through the pod, and it's comfortable in flight. You also get 2 different versions of this footplate when you're doing the lightweight lycra pod. So this is the standard one, and I'd be a little bit wary of this. This is like polycarbonate roofing. If you press this way, you can bend it, so you must make sure that you're pushing. If you push with your feet normally with your shoes, it's fine, but don't go edge on. That seemed to work fine. Lovely little feature that they've just included with the harness. You just hook that into your shoelaces, and it really helps getting into the pod. So this is a super little idea, a very nice touch to have it on the harness already. You've got various adjustments inside, as you'd expect, to adjust the length of the pod. They just go onto a little knot here, and you can adjust that knot up and down. You've got a hammocky kind of extension on the front of the seat area, and this has 2 adjustments on it, which come up to just below the carabiner, and it just slides through there, so it ends up being just 1 adjustment to get this length right, and then it equalizes with your pressure. I found that I could feel the pressure here on the outside of my thigh the whole time when I was flying. So it does pull a little bit there, but it's comfortable enough. The leg straps pulling up here in the center of the harness, you'll also feel that pressure on the inside of your crotch, just pushing. It wasn't uncomfortable, but I was certainly aware that it was pulling there. So that's because you've got a certain distance between the leg strap and the back of the harness. Then you've got some foam inside the harness across the back. Back goes through there. It's quite nice finishing. And your straps are quite thin and soft. And then you've got adjustment straps, which you just pull up like that. Little push through buckles. These are the nice soft edged Austrialpin ones. Soft edged, and because the webbing is nice and soft, I found getting these through was probably the easiest I've found on any harness with these sort of buckles. Going in and out was very easy. So that's nice. I like those features. One thing that you'll notice, it's quite different on the OZIUM 2. Haha, we have an instrument panel. This sits really nicely in a good position in front of me. Okay, you've got a limited space there, but you can always add a bigger deck if you want to with some Velcro. I found this was adequate. I had my phone sitting here, I could have had an instrument on the side. And having a zip-off pocket, this was very accessible in flight, so that was nice. You've got some soft foam in there, it's just holding its shape while you don't have anything in it. We'll come back to that. You've got side pockets on either side, but they aren't zipped up, so they're not really that usable because anything's going to fall out and launch, except for maybe your gloves that'll have some grip. Your pocket at the back is similar to the OZIUM 1. You pretty much, you've got a limited area that you can put a bag in, so they've pretty much used up all of the area. It's big enough, I've got my Colibri backpack in here, which I've shown you on other harnesses before. It's quite lengthy, goes flat, but it sticks up a bit, and it's filling this space, so it's similar to other harnesses on the market. If anything, slightly more than the Delight 2 and the Strike. I've got a bottle of water in there as well. You've got a fairly big area in there to fill up. It's quite adequate for cross-country flying. This fabric is the ripstop fabric, so that's a change from the OZIUM 1. It's lighter grade fabric. It feels durable enough. You can see this has already come out, so somewhere in here we've lost the string. That through there, that through there, and there's my pin, so I can actually feed it back in without needing any special strings or anything. I've just reseated that. Okay, the detailing on the reserve handle could be a little bit improved. I'm finding this little tab, it's got a magnet in it to hold it at the back, but it's not really staying on there, so that could be improved a little bit. Position seems fine, and it seems reasonably resistant to being pulled off the harness. Alright, so your reserve is sitting here. Feels like it's got a little bit of space around it, so you can fit a reasonable size reserve in there. Between the reserve and your body, there's a bit of foam. That much. It has two zips to access that reserve pouch. Underneath the reserve, you've got your main back protection. Now, it comes standard with the lightweight version. That's all you're getting with the lightweight version. It's a little block of foam. If you come in on either side, you've got absolutely nothing there. So I would go for the full protector that is available. In the air, the OZIUM felt comfortable. You're certainly in quite a reclined position. It's a feeling of flying around standing up but lying down at the same time. I tried to adjust it to sit more upright, but it didn't feel that comfortable. It certainly, the harness prefers you to be more reclined and in a hammock position. It felt quite comfortable. It certainly did feel like there were some elements that I would like to improve, or in a more luxury harness you'd have more comfort. It could be more comfortable, put it that way, but it's certainly good enough for a lightweight harness, for cross-country flying. It gave me a nice amount of roll freedom, but being that hammock shape, there's only so far that you can roll over, and then you start sliding in the harness itself rather than doing any more weight shift. It was quite pitch stable. I swung myself back and forwards like that. It's centered very quickly. It's yaw stable, so it comes back to center quite nicely. And all around fairly comfortable. I had good support across my back, but there were one or two points where I felt I could feel the harness pulling on me. Overall, it's an improvement on the OZIUM 1, certainly with the flight tech. and the pod. It's lightweight, compact, and quite adequate for cross-country flying. I found in the air pleasurable to fly with just 1 or 2 pressure points that could be improved. Overall, it's a good, affordable, lightweight pod harness for cross-country flying and exploring.